Hello and welcome to Financial Accounting, your foundations course for the MBA program. I thought I'd jump on a quick recording and just kind of navigate through the course and get some questions out of the way for you. The majority of time you'll be spending is in this middle section here. We'll make this as big as possible. You will find on the left that my tabs here look a bit different than yours, but I believe you can see everyone that is in your course if you'd like to do that. I will start right at the beginning and work my way down. A little bit about me, which you can read about there. A little bit about how to navigate Blackboard that comes from the AU technical folks. Here I have a folder with the syllabus, the schedule. This link will be here to this video, as well as some helpful information, or hopefully helpful information. The course syllabus does a pretty good job of navigating through the expectations, but there are some more in-depth pieces of information to expand on that as we go through, and I will show you where that is in the course. The textbook information is here, but keep in mind that this course is through an inclusive Wiley program. There's nothing you need to buy. It is already embedded in the course and included in your course fees. I'll let you read up on this, some about the course content, what we'll be covering, some academic integrity policy, some tutoring service information is there if you'd like tutoring. If you, at the very bottom here, you will find again where I put this code as part of your inclusive package. And then here you'll find out how many different assignments, how many exams, the total points, and then the grading scale. It's pretty rudimentary. The schedule is also in here. You'll find out that it is pretty monotonous, meaning that you have 3 assignments per chapter. You will always get Sunday off unless you decide to work ahead. Notice here that every chapter has a pre-class, a homework, and an adaptive learning. It goes that way until you get to week 3, of which time you'll have your first exam, which I will cover here in a moment. Some helpful information. Notice that I put here, do not opt out of the text. You may think that you can find the textbook cheaper somewhere else, or that you don't need the textbook for this course, and that could not be further from the truth. All of your homework and all of your assignments are through Wiley Plus, and if you opt out, you will be then losing access to all of your homework. When you do that in 2 weeks, you will then lose access to the homework, the textbook, everything, and it is not an easy process to get you back into the course. So please don't opt out. Speaking of the textbook, information is here about that. The first link here provides you with some information, some screenshots about how to access Wiley course resources. Notice here again, I wrote that it is an inclusive program. So the only thing that you need to do is register in Wiley Plus. If you have already had a course that had a Wiley textbook, you will already have a login. So you just need to log in. Here is the Wiley course resource link. Notice it is in the textbook link. I'm right here. It's the one right after it. After clicking on this link, you'll be asked to log in. If you have an account, use that login. Notice that I will remind you that you have to use your AU email address. You can't use your personal email address to access any of the course materials. You'll be emailed a 4-digit logon code after you create an account if you don't already have one. Of course, do the security measures if you are prompted to access that. That would be something like click on all the buses that you see within the picture. Again, here I put do not opt out. You look like you have this 14-day trial if you log out, but after that 14 days, you will no longer have access. So please don't do that. When you log on to Wiley Course Resources, there's no point in me really logging on. Mine's going to look different because I'm already in it. You will be given a screen where you're going to either log in or you will be given a screen to create an account, whichever you are, whichever one you have you're most comfortable with, obviously, whether you've had Wiley before. If you get a screen like this, it is most likely because you went to the screen, you went to www.wiley plus login. And if you went outside of Blackboard, you will be prompted, mine's going to look different, of course, to purchase the textbook. You don't want to do this. So if you get this, please notify me ASAP. If you are trying to log into Wiley Plus through the internet, obviously don't do that. Use it in Blackboard. If you get this message and you are logging in, trying to log in through the Wiley course resources, notify me ASAP. You won't be the only one with that issue. I will have to coordinate with the bookstore and the Wiley course people to get you logged in ASAP. ASAP. Here's some AU resources that might provide helpful, some student services, some academic support there, such as tutoring, all that good stuff is there. If you have technical issues, I can't help with that, unfortunately. You'll need to go get some tech help there. All right, so that should be everything on the Start Here tab. Each week, you are given a pretty solid way to move through the content. You'll notice, except for week 1, here's a little reminder about the best way to move through the content in each chapter. You're given a couple of chapters, except for in a week where you have an exam. Then you'll have information on the exam along with another chapter's content there. So let's go through here just chapter 1, easy enough. The first link that I provide you with is some helpful information. Notice that in this first one, again, I can give you a diagram. This is important to the entire rest of the semester. So it is something that I push out in the helpful information, just that quick intro information. Obviously read that. The next link is for the textbook. You should be navigated to the correct chapter that we're working on. If not, you can go over here to the table of contents and scroll down and you'll find anything that you need there if you want to go to a different chapter. You will be provided with the publisher's lecture, just a quick, usually 15-minute lecture. You'll be given the PowerPoints. In those PowerPoints, just like if I were to lecture in a regular old classroom, we have these problems. They are typically called, I believe maybe the entire semester, they're called Do It in Class. You are not given the answers to this, but instead, as hopefully you would have this pulled up while you are watching my lecture here, and you would follow along and complete the problems, the homework problems. You're then given these homework solutions in PowerPoint format of all of the problems that you would have worked through during my lecture. If I were teaching this course in person, we would pause during my lecture. You guys would complete that, and then we would go over the solutions in class. Hopefully you can replicate that with this online course. At the very bottom of each, these are all of the assignments with their due dates. You can see those here. Your first assignment of the week is kind of a little warm up. Let me get into student view so you can see what it actually looks like. These are always worth less and are always easier than the actual homework. Sometimes you will have drop-down menus. Sometimes you will have to write in your actual answer. In all instances, you have this e-textbook and media link. If you are confused about something, click the e-textbook link. It should take you right to the page that you can get some helpful information on that. Sometimes there's a video. Sometimes there's just an e-text link there. Let me go to something a little more straightforward, where you'll have to type in some information just to give you an idea of what that might look like. Student preview here. Sometimes you will actually have to type in and write in amounts. So what is really important here is to read the red print. So if no entry is required, select no entry for the account titles and enter 0. Credit account titles are automatically indented. You don't have to do all that. If, for example, you want to, if you decide that you know that this is accounts receivable, as you start to type, you will have an amount there. Same with all of them. If you were to just put in C, it would start to bring up some of them as we go through there. The debit and the credit amount is where you'll be entering amounts, 200, 200. You'll learn that you do not want to enter anything that looks like this. It will count it all wrong. So you want to enter a debit amount and a credit amount, but you never, ever want to put 0 and 0 in here. And just like the textbook shows you and the PowerPoint show you, this would be a typical way that you would have a journal entry when we get that far. Chapter 1 doesn't do any course justice. It's always the easiest material, and that holds true with this course. We hunker down a lot with journal entries that look like this. So again, I cannot stress enough that you don't want to put zeros there. All right, so going through that content is going to look pretty similar each week. And again, we'll go back to, let's go to chapter 2 here. Week 2, I should say. You will have at the very bottom pre-class homework, and then this last one is adaptive learning assignment. In the adaptive learning assignment, you are going to get ready. Look at me. To answer questions in multiple choice format. The only problem that you're going to have with this is that I didn't even read the question. So, oh gosh, I got that one right in error. Just randomly. If you were to get one wrong like this, it's going to repopulate for you. So make sure that you try to answer it correctly the first time and just don't hurry through these. You'll get this again, sometimes 2 and 3 more times until you get it correct. So the quickest way to get through them is to answer it correctly the first time. There. And it'll give you a little bit of solution there. Make sure that you read that and progress through that. So I think that gives you a pretty good idea of the expectations. Again, you are welcome to begin before the class officially starts. I will be happy to answer any questions on the setup, the course content, material, anything that you need before then. Otherwise, if I don't hear from you, I will assume all is going well. I'm a person that kind of backs away, send you weekly announcements, but unless I know that you're experiencing trouble, I would not know. So please reach out again if you have questions. I'll assume no news is good news. Welcome to the class and best wishes for a wonderful semester.